Welcome to the Tobago House of Assembly Sports Executive Council Media Briefing for week ending December 17, 2011. The media is this week addressed by Finance Secretary Dr. Anselm London, Culture Secretary Tracy Davidson Celestin, and Tourism Secretary Oswald Williams. Mr. Williams starts with the good news that Fort King George has received the award for Best Historic Restoration Project from the National Trust of Trinidad and Tobago.
I want to certainly commend Fort King George to all of us and our visitors. It certainly is a wonderful place where our citizens can go and enjoy the ambience and have, enjoy the beauty of Tobago. And certainly we have a responsibility to enjoy it, but protect it and preserve it in the condition. All the work is not done. We still have some more restoration to do at the top of the hill. But as of now, we have something there that we can certainly make use of, enjoy as part of our historic heritage. So congratulations are in order to the division, certainly to former Secretary Wilson for his vision, and all the other functionaries in the division, all of whom would have contributed in one way or the other to ensuring that Fort King George becomes what it can be and what it promises to be when all is done.
On a matter of greater concern, the Tourism Secretary expressed his disappointment in Caribbean Airlines' omission of Tobago from its list of increased direct flights for 2012.
There has been significant lobby against this. The original claim is that it was a green tax. When that was destroyed, well, certainly it is now perhaps the UK government's main plank in terms of their revenue. I don't know. But there has been significant lobby by the airlines themselves. BA and Virgin have been campaigning seriously against this tax because they've seen that it is suppressing travel, especially long-haul travel. Other interests in the UK have campaigned against this tax. And the Caribbean governments, the CTO, Caribbean Tourism Organization, the CHTA, which is the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, and all the organizations in the Caribbean that are involved in the tourism industry have been campaigning against this. There were several lobbies, there have been meetings, there have been with the British government officials, and to no avail. Recently, well, of course, a couple months ago, the British had indicated that they would suspend further increase. But lo and behold, about 2 weeks ago, that they turned completely around on that and announced an 8.5% increase in that tax as of the 1st of April next year. Of course, we wait to see. We know what it will do. We wait to see. But that is not the whole picture. There is the issue of the fact that the Caribbean in particular didn't leave their case at just campaigning against. What they said, look, what we said, okay, even though you still need to consider that the tax is a disincentive to travel and it's impacting negatively on Caribbean economies, consider the fact that we have been discriminated against within the tax. Because what is happening is that we have been placed in the third band, where the rates are currently 75% for the economy passengers and premium and first class passengers paying twice that, £150 per ticket for an adult traveler. Compare that with the case of anywhere in the United States of America, where the tax is £60 or £120. They have been placed in a lower band. because they use this very discriminatory process which says we're going to take it in terms of the distance of your capital city from London. So because Washington, D.C. is closer to London than Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, and so on, they are in a lower band. They pay less. Passengers going to these destinations pay less. The point is, however, there are cities in the same United States that are further away from London than the Caribbean. Los Angeles, Honolulu in Hawaii, and possibly, I'm sure there are more. The point is, because of the way the thing has been administered, these passengers who are going to those certainly further distances are paying less than it costs in taxes to the Caribbean. And that has had its impact. So we failed in the bid because, first of all, and this is the point, they have indicated that they've just decided to go ahead with the increase from the 1st of April. And secondly, last couple of days, they've given us the second leg. We're not considering any review of the bans. So that, of course, the issue has not been abandoned by the Caribbean. There are other things that we are looking at, and therefore the struggle continues.
With Carnival less than 3 months away, Culture Secretary Tracy Davidson Celestin gave an update on the plans for 2012.
I would want to mention that the Tobago Festivals Commission is moving full steam ahead with the plans for Carnival. And this year, our theme is Bago Carnival, the magic, the mass, the music, and the merriment. And the Commission is now setting up the necessary mechanisms to ensure that we have a fruitful and bountiful Carnival 2012. I think one of the major initiatives that we are looking at for 2012 is the revival and expansion of traditional mass. And we had a meeting at the Fairfield complex where the intention is to target different villages, and we're looking mostly or mainly at the heritage groups, because you would have noticed that traditional mass is something that is dying. We think that it has quite a lot of potential for shaping the Tobago product, the Tobago Carnival product. And so the Department of Culture, as well as the Festival Commission, would have made a very concerted effort to revive the Carnival by first looking to see where the interest is, and then looking to see the areas where the traditional mass is dying. So far, we have had a very heartening interest from the groups that we have targeted, and we're hoping to see that interest turn into actual numbers on the street come Carnival Monday and Tuesday. I also want to mention that we are also looking at employing newer technologies in Carnival. We have been presented with a proposal for computerizing our ticketing system. Of course, that will bring more predictability to the ticketing approach and be able to give us ready information. So we have a database on how many persons would have entered, and we have basically information that we can use to make decisions within the Festival Commission, so to speak. We're also looking at computerizing the adjudication process for Carnival, and that being mass. We have not had the meeting yet with the other stakeholders, of course, with a view to ensuring that we can have more predictability coming out of Carnival. Additionally, I also want to mention that we have been having, or we have had meetings with the Secretary of Tourism here, Mr. Oswald Williams, with a view to looking at how we can partner to marketing or collaborating to marketing festivals on the island. And I just want to mention that we are in the final stages of working out a planned arrangement with marketing company that has both regional and international reach, and that is to market 1 heritage festival, 2 carnival, and any other festivals that may be under the ambit of the Division of Community Development and Culture, as well as the Division of Tourism and Transportation. So the point I am making is that Carnival is well on its way. Our chairman is in place. Most of the team members are in place. We have revisited the structure in terms of how we select people to be on committees. And I'm sure that with the new arrangement or the progressive arrangements that are being made within the Festival Commission, I can assure you we will have more progress, more success coming out of Carnival and all the other festivals.
Mrs. Davidson Celestin also brought good news to those living in East Tobago, as plans are in train for the first THA-built public swimming pool in that region.
And this swimming pool will be constructed in the second quarter of the fiscal period. We have all members of the Exec Council and Assistant Secretaries have just come out of a presentation with the agency that we are collaborating with, and that is the YMCA. And based on the discussions today, the designs are in a very advanced stage, and we are very comfortable that we will be breaking ground by the second quarter. And what we are having is a similar arrangement to that which is at present in the Coreland, where we have approximately 1,200 children or students, as well as hundreds of adults participating in different swimming activities at that facility. This new facility will be located at Lamy Road and will serve the people of Tobago East. And you must remember that what we are having, or what the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport are doing, is having a somewhat localized or community approach to swimming in the first instance. So you would have the Coreland, and you will also have the Tobago East swimming pool, and they will provide the community training, the community initiatives, and then eventually we will have the bigger swimming pool located at Bacalet that will serve to further professionalize the product and be able to host international meets, so to speak.
Newly opened Magdalena Hotel came under fire from Finance Secretary Dr. Anselm London as they cancelled the booking made by his division for the annual Christmas dinner.
We have to understand in the positions that we hold that nothing happens without our staff. And much as there may be difficulties from time to time, every secretary in this assembly takes the opportunity to honor his or her staff. I, for one, believe that finance has the best staff in all of the assembly, but I may get an argument from Mrs. Celestine or Mr. Williams. But that's all right, that's good competition. So when I plan a staff dinner and award ceremony for my staff in my division, is because I respect and honor them, and wish to honor them just as I wish to honor and respect all staff across the assembly. And when I make an appointment, I make a reservation with an institution such as the Magdalena Hotel, a reservation made several weeks ago. And that reservation is cancelled by that hotel because somebody, in the name of the government of Trinidad and Tobago and the Minister for Tobago Development, aided and abetted in all this by her Prime Minister, that my reservation for my staff is cancelled. I get very upset. I think the circumstances where the staff of the Division of Finance have effectively been booted out of the Magdalena Hotel to facilitate Johnny-come-latelys like the Cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago and the Minister of Tobago Development, I express my dismay, my disgust, and my disappointment. We have to understand that the Magdalena Hotel is not really owned by the government of Trinidad and Tobago. They are custodians. It's being held in trust. And to the extent that it belongs to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, it belongs to the people of Tobago as well, including the staff of the Division of Finance. We feel that to cancel our reservation to people who came late is unbusinesslike, it is unprofessional, and undignified. And this secretary believes it's an insult to the staff of my division and to the people of Tobago. Let me say, this did not all happen in a vacuum. And I think as good thinking Tobagonians and the media, you should understand that this is yet another example of the central government's disrespect for Tobago and Tobagonians. It is a further example of their high-handedness and their continued, and you can quote me, their continued and deliberate effort to treat Tobagonians as second-class citizens, actions that are supported in no small measure by another Tobagonian, the Minister for Tobago Development. I, therefore, on behalf of all Tobagonians and on behalf of my staff, particularly in the Division of Finance, I wish to condemn in the strongest terms the behavior of the central government for abusing its power of ownership. And it is not really ownership, it's stewardship. It is held in trust for the people. It does not belong to any minister or any politician. This is something that it is owned by the people, held in trust by those who are in positions of prominence. And I want to call on the cabinet, and particularly the Minister for Tobago Development, to apologize for the disrespect shown to the staff of the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development, and I think more generally to the THA and the people of Tobago. And in this regard, I trust that her supervisor, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, should take note of these actions and offer the necessary instructions to those concerned to show deference and apologize to Tobago as all good-thinking people would be. It is not, no matter how high you may climb, the division made a reservation at the hotel to honor my staff, my hard-working staff. Some may say overworked staff. And to have that decision rescinded by somebody from Trinidad, by anybody at all, it's something unacceptable, and I, for one, will say no, and I am fully within my rights to complain about the Magdalena's behavior. That behavior they did not act out of the blue. They acted on instructions. And I'm saying I do not accept it. I am second class to no one except the Lord Almighty. And I will not tolerate the kind of rudeness that is shown to the staff of my division and indeed to the people of Tobago. But I want to make it absolutely clear in no uncertain terms that we find the behavior of the Magdalena Hotel that is not owned by the government of Trinidad and Tobago. They hold it in trust. The behavior of that hotel, aided and abetted by people with political power in this country, including the Minister of Tobago Development. They must all understand that we are proud Tobagonians and will not tolerate that. If the Magdalena is good enough for them, it is good enough for my staff, and it is good enough for all staff in Tobago, of the Tobago House of Assembly. We were there first, and any decent person would have said they were there first, leave the people alone, we will make alternative arrangements.
You have spoken to your staff already?
Oh yes, they have been informed. It has been cancelled because we could not find appropriate alternative accommodation.
Okay, because I was just about to ask you, in the interim, what?
There's nothing.
Okay.
You cannot get a suitable. People make plans. The people have work programs. I understand I was not the only one kicked out of the place, and my friends have been teasing me all day, but we shall soon get our own digs. And I can assure the Magdalena that we have, like good Africans or the good African elephant, we have very, very long memories. Their behavior is unacceptable. You do not treat people that way. You have a booking, you don't kick out Tobagonians in Tobago for a bunch of people who have come to spend 2 days here. No, that is not done. And when you're really big, when you are really big or you have power, you show dignity in your behavior. You do not exercise power.
Was there any question of the function being rescheduled?
Try rescheduling a function in 1 week's notice in Tobago at Christmas time. Impossible. You can't find place. Okay. Orders have been made and whatnot. They made suggestions they made a suggestion that we could not accept. Okay. But what we are concerned about, you'll understand, is not so much the function. You could have a function anytime you want, but it's the kind of disrespect that you don't do that to people. You do not do, regardless of your politics, you don't do that to people.
Thank you for watching the Tobago House of Assembly's Post-Executive Council Media Briefing for week ending December 17, 2011. For the Department of Information, I am Sophie Guillaume.
Come on, let me go.
Watch me, I got to teach all you how to play cards.
You go play
I
cards?
this thing for years, you know.
Boy, we gonna mash them up today.
Nah, at all.
Anybody you know so this fella?
Partners, we gonna show them.
This look like a good hand. One for the road.
Hold it dinner. Right, I go in. No, I beg.
You make up your mind up there. Take one now, you know.
Take one, boy.
Yeah, sure. I have a nice hand here. I will show you. I will show you.
Wait! What really going on here? Look how long I tell you to paint this place. What you waiting on? Go and paint the place. Look!
All morning you they bother me about painting.
Hey, you're not the boss here.
Hey, pa, give me the buckle.
I'm the boss.
Later, man.
Yeah.
Stand by. Same thing, you know. Different thing. Ayo, Pancho.
He harassing me for painting. He embarrass me in front of my friends and them. All morning, harassing me about painting. Me know them woman, you know. Hey, woman bothering in the bike. Hey, they're harassing, you know. Man, he's in and pass in front of my friends and them. It's alright. You go do fishing. You can't paint this place here, right? Who can't see that shit?
Janice!
Whoa,
wait! This what happened there? Come let me take him up. Where you go up there for?
Why you send me up there? Come.
Heavy.
Sit down here.
Let me go and call the ambulance quickly.
Boy, oh God, what happened to you, boy? Boy, me see a clamp on something there. That can't chop in the bill there. That's not safe, boy. But that all me get, boy. Boy, nah. You use a scaffolding. Even a ladder. Boy, me ain't no ladder. But I borrowed it from you last week. You come and borrow it back. But you play with your life, boy, do. You alright, boy? Yeah, me good. Oh, and your mouth stink around too. But you play with your life, boy. You go up on them kind of thing you build and your head bad. That's not safe, Mr. Man. You know better than that. Here, now go for that and come back. Because we know Janice was she was paying still. Now come back, right? Yeah. Oh, God. But, Ella, can I want a drink? Me good. Right.
Be smart. Remember, fire and life safety begins with you. This is a message from the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service.